Hello everyone, welcome back to the quarterfinals weekend. We have another match here in the losers bracket. Actually, we've got a match for you here that features two teams that have just won their losers bracket match yesterday. So this is another one that both teams will have to win if they want to stay in the tournament. I am Potassium F here casting alongside Patiraj. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing really well, and Hong Kong versus Germany. I commentated Germany versus Spain yesterday, and oh my god, Germany is such a huge surprise in quarterfinals, but they are actually so good, and I cannot wait to see how they fare against Hong Kong.
Yeah, that was actually a big surprise to at least me, and I'm assuming a lot of others as well, that Germany managed to win against Spain with a really strong performance at that as well. That was a fairly large seeding upset, the biggest that we've seen so far in the tournament at the very least. And now they're going up against Hong Kong. This is going to be an interesting one because both teams actually know a lot of the scores that the other team has gotten because they both played the map pool, of course, once before yesterday. So going to be interesting seeing the pick ban strategy between the two.
Yeah, that's a common thing you'll see today because it's Sunday, and Sunday is full of second matches. Really, the countries that are in the losers brackets are mostly on their second matches. They have to play two matches this week, so yeah, that is the dynamic that we are gonna see.
Yeah, and this might be an interesting one as well, because even though Hong Kong being the higher seed theoretically, I believe Hong Kong is also very similar seeded to Spain, who Germany still managed to beat yesterday. So even though there is the seed discrepancy somewhat here, you would have to imagine it's very possible for Germany to come out on top, especially since I do think that in the match that we saw against, Hong Kong against Peru, there were also some issues from the Hong Kong side with regards to the difficulty of this map pool as well.
Yeah, scaling matters a lot, and scaling starts to play a major role in quarterfinals. I think it's been especially common in the losers bracket to see teams falter. Teams just kind of start to show their vulnerabilities, so to speak.
Yeah, so let's see how this exactly goes. I believe we're just waiting a little bit for all the players to enter the lobby right now. Still a couple that are coming online. But yeah, it should be an exciting one for sure. It's going to be... I actually don't really know what the teams... I don't think it's going to be so straightforward as Rice versus LN like we do see in a lot of matches, because I feel like there's a lot of picks that, Hong Kong were doing very well on some of the Rice picks, but struggling a little bit more on the others. Germany, same kind of deal. They performed extremely well on some Rice picks, maybe not the most comfortable in some other ones, and I feel like it kind of carries over to the LN as well. Both teams performing both good and bad on certain LN and hybrid picks as well. So it's going to come down a lot to comfort and knowledge about kind of the other team's scores from yesterday.
And we see the rolls coming in, and holy, they are close. 71 versus 74. Fighting up there.
Going to be Hong Kong with the first protect. I wonder if either of these teams decides to go for the SV, because I don't think that either of them are the best at SV, not like the most comfortable. They should be fairly close together as far as that is concerned, so might be a very dangerous one to leave open.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if SV was completely ignored in this match, because SV, I think in this situation, is more of a wildcard kind of pick that you might want to either insert in the middle of the match or towards the tail end when your back is against the wall.
What I am thinking for Hong Kong is, some of these LN maps may be looking at Germany's scores from last time. Hong Kong looking like they're more comfortable on maps such as Calculator, maybe Heaven's Fall in there somewhere. Maybe Germany decides to go more towards some of the Rice picks instead, where they did look very comfortable with some of them.
Yeah, what's interesting to note about this quarterfinals map pool is that a lot of matches aren't based on the categories at all. Some of the matchups are actually based on the individual maps themselves. Some of the, well, as we've mentioned before, each of the countries have their, have their ease and discomforts on each individual map. And we might see, for example, teams having a lot of trouble on Upload Your Mind, Download My Soul, but having relative ease on things like Blooming or Calculator. Also goes for the LNs. A lot of countries have been nailing Heaven's Fall really well, but the other long note picks, especially Erinyes, were kind of sort of more ignored because they are way riskier. But we see the protects going in for Hong Kong and Germany. Hong Kong protecting long note number 1, Astra Walkthrough, and Germany protecting Edison by the virtue of Jixu and their Rice players.
Yeah, Edison's an interesting protect there for sure. I do think that Hong Kong did play Edison as well. If I remember correctly, Hong Kong actually lost that pick to Peru, so bit of a targeted protect from Germany. Of course, Germany as well have the players, like you said, Jixu, very strong there, so probably comfortable with the Jacks. But it's going to be the SV1 ban from Germany. I wonder if Hong Kong bans the other SV or maybe one of the Rice. Those are the two kind of areas that I would see Hong Kong might be going towards.
Yeah, honestly, Germany going for an SV ban is pretty sensible because I feel like Germany, if they were picking a ban from the other categories, I think there's a lot more uncertainty in the SV category than in the other categories. So getting rid of a little bit of uncertainty is still something that eases your mind, especially when you're in a stressful situation such as a tournament match.
Yeah, Sample Ensemble as well is one of those maps that if you're not like a really strong SV player, there is a very good chance that you just end up hitting a wall and just not able to improve your score past, like, you know, that 97-ish mark. So it is very possible that, you know, some of these players not able to play Sample Ensemble in particular with the level of SV difficulty we're getting to. Does look like we're seeing a Nisimono ban from Hong Kong, so Cyber Thunder Cider open, a bit of a wild card pick for both of these teams.
Nisimono is going to be the ban for Hong Kong, and I see this as interesting because Hong Kong definitely has reasons to feel a little bit behind compared to Germany, despite the seed difference. I mean, they've seen their scores. They've seen Germany popping off against Spain. So they are rightfully afraid of something happening on a Rice pick such as Nisimono.
Yeah, of course, Jixu getting a 996k score v1 SS on Nisimono definitely would scare me as well if I was on Team Hong Kong. But it looks like we're getting into the first pick soon. It looks like Hong Kong just getting their players in.
Yeah, I do think it's especially difficult to strategize against Germany because they're such an unbalanced team. Like, I say this in the nicest way possible, but Germany's balance is pretty much all over the place. They have Jixu, obviously, and then for the other two players, it kind of just depends on this situation. But yesterday, they really did a good job of supporting their top player.
It's going to be Heaven's Fall first pick. I kind of like this as a first pick looking at the scores from both teams. Hong Kong definitely looked fairly comfortable overall with the density, and it's a long one as well, so there's less less kind of chances for there to be massive variability. And of course, they do know Germany's scores on this one as well. So Hong Kong definitely with a better score yesterday. We'll see if the same thing happens here.
Yeah, I think Heaven's Fall has been a very popular pick because it's one of the least. I guess it's one of the more affordable picks. It's a pick that a lot of teams are gonna be able to full combo, and we've seen a lot of 6-way full combos on this, so a lot of this is gonna rely on accuracy.
Okay, good that Quotient is here for Hong Kong. I was getting a little bit concerned because Quotient was their best player on this map last time by a decent amount, so good to see Hong Kong having their full roster. Germany as well. I believe this is the same roster that played yesterday, so we'll see how different the players perform this time. Of course, if Germany manages to come away with a few full combos of their own, it could very well be enough to take a break point here.
Yeah, honestly, it might even come down to how they're feeling today compared to yesterday. It is right now noon in Germany and evening, well, towards the evening in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of varying things from different players when they decide, well, when they prefer to play. I think a lot of players actually do prefer midday around. And there's always those players that prefer playing at 3 a.m. for some reason.
Yeah, and especially in a team setting, you have to accommodate for all 6 of your players. And, well, some players aren't even able to play nights because, well, they don't live alone.
Big factor, of course. We'll see here now the very start of this chart at least. Not LN patterns haven't really kicked in, of course, but everyone's starting off strong at the very least.
We're just coming out of the intro, nothing much to say.
Yeah, here we go though. This is the real density, and Leo finds the first bit of a accuracy drop. It's going to give an early few thousand points to Hong Kong, but nothing too serious, plenty of time to catch that accuracy back up.
Yeah, I feel like in terms of accuracy, Hong Kong is starting off very confident, and as a first pick, Heaven's Fall is definitely justified here.
Yep, it is long enough so that even, a single miss is not really going to be enough to counteract the accuracy advantage that we're seeing right now. All 3 Hong Kong players above 99.75, above the best accuracy on Germany, actually. Juxu and Xiewin both a little bit less at 99.6.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to take a lot from Germany to catch up to Hong Kong's incredible performance, incredible team performance. You can see their accuracy is pretty much in unison.
And we're already 2/3 of the way into the map, and there is something that I don't want to I don't want to mention just yet, but haven't seen something happening just yet for either side. I guess it doesn't matter if I name it or not. Leo finds the first miss, so it's still 5 full combos this late into the map. Last quarter of the map we're getting into, but it's a very commanding lead for Hong Kong.
Yeah, you just had to say something, but, well, yeah, not gonna change much in the grand scheme of things because Hong Kong's advantage on this first pick is, well, speaks for itself, really.
Oh, Juxu finding a miss there. Quotient trades it, but it's a bit more of a messier miss from Juxu. And, actually, this is a lot of misses from Hong Kong. From both DGen Stage 5 and Quotient, but it's not going to be enough. As I said, the accuracy lead is so large in Hong Kong's favor that a couple misses not quite enough to shrink that lead enough.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame for Hong Kong's team performance because you gotta know they have the potential to pull a triple FC and triple... I want to say triple 990k, but keeping your focus all the way through those 2 minutes and 47 minutes of unrelentless density is a challenge in itself.
Yeah, FC's from Meg Mewtwo and Xiewin, very strong. And I'll just note as well, just for the future of this match, but both teams actually getting better than their scores last week, especially Germany. That was a big improvement from their score last week overall. So if they're playing better today than yesterday, if they're playing better today than yesterday, then that is a very good sign for them on their own picks, and we'll see what Germany decides to go for now.
And honestly, if we are seeing Hong Kong versus Germany at their best, then you're in for a treat. Because I feel like going from this first pick is going to be back and forth.
It is going to be tough regardless. I wonder if we're going to see one of the Rice picks. I imagine would be a good idea for Germany. Maybe we're going to see Rice 5 is my perhaps prediction here.
So Germany is calling for Punish to get back on the tournament server.
So SV.
Which spells an SV pick potentially, yeah.
Okay, well this is one that I wasn't sure of. I'm not sure, I don't think Germany played the SV. No, they didn't. Despite it being a fairly long match, no SV maps were played. So actually, this is a big advantage for Germany because they know what Hong Kong has on the side.
But actually, no, it's going to be Rice 1.
What? Oh, okay, I was just wrong. Okay.
It's a little bit interesting, yeah. I don't know if Punish actually plays speed, or they're just preparing for the next picks or so. But yeah, the speed lineup on Germany's side is going to be Jixu, Lotex, and Xiewin. I think as we've seen yesterday.
Yeah, and Germany did have a fairly good team score from their side on this one, so it makes a lot of sense. They were pretty comfortable overall with the Rice picks, it seems. So definitely going to be challenging this one, and apparently the Punish thing in chat was just a bait all along, because Punish is not even going to be playing this pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're just preparing for the next picks, just Punish restarting their game to maybe just fix their offset or something. Probably warming up for the SV2. And right now we're gonna get some information about Hong Kong's mood on the physical aspects of things.
We are seeing Recesus coming in here for Hong Kong. I don't believe they played on yesterday's match. Perhaps not oh no, they did on Cyber Thunder. So we'll see how this one goes. Germany's first pick, so an important one for them to win if they want to get the ball rolling in this match.
Jixu the only one with mirror right now.
Okay, the speed streams. This one has a very high potential for chokes on either side, and I think what it's really going to come down to is some of these second and third players on both of the teams, because we know that Germany, or we know that Jixu in particular, does have some extremely strong Rice accuracy, and we're seeing that right out of the gates. Oh my god, there's a lot of high ac on the board, but a miss from Quotient early on, that's going to give the lead to Germany.
Yeah, just have to catch another miss on the German side, but right now they're looking very solid, and even playing at noon, I think they're on a very good mood today.
Oh wow, look at these scores overall. Actually, all 6 players are holding strong accuracies. Quotient, despite the miss, is holding 99.7, so it's looking good for Hong Kong overall, but still a little bit of an ac lead for Germany off the back of Jixu's 99.88.
Yeah, every single player on the board has to hold strong here, going into the most intense part of the map.
And no mistakes can be afforded, even though it is a lead for Germany. This is a small one, 7,000 points, and it can shrink very, very quickly on a map like this. Just a quarter of the map left. Everyone's doing well on the stream so far. Not even accuracy drops to really speak of here.
Yeah, honestly, Germany's lead is just hanging by a combo lead right now.
Oh, look at this lead though, it's shrinking ever so slightly. Xiewin dropping in accuracy down to 99.58, while OCDJ and Sage 5 increasing back the accuracy. Quotient now with 99.8 despite the miss, but it doesn't look like there's enough time. 1,000 is the point lead, but it's going to be the 3 FCs from Germany managing to take their own point. This is a really strong performance.
Yeah, really strong performance, not only from Germany, but also from Hong Kong. If Hong Kong can manage to get this kind of performance, that means that an upset at breakpoint on the Rice department is definitely on the table. So Germany got their first point, sure, but they have to look for their backs.
Yeah, this is a seriously close one. We can see Hong Kong had the overall better ratio between their second and third players, in particular the 200 counts and the miss count. Both kind of similar for the two teams there. But a very strong 5 FCs is just crazy to me. I'm just still thinking about that in one lobby. But 1-1 is the score now. Hong Kong get their own pick. And I wonder if they're looking to go for more of the LN picks. You know, Astra walk through one of those that I expect to be picked soon if they're going to be going for those LN.
Yeah, in this map pool in particular, I like to think I like to think of the long nodes and hybrid pool as one single entity, because people's weaknesses and strengths on each of those hybrids and long node maps kind of define the order of which they're gonna go through. And right now we see hybrid number 3, Calculator.
Okay, this is a pick that actually, instead of going with the LNs, I believe this is a targeted pick again against Germany. Like we said earlier, this isn't a pick necessarily about the types of maps, but more about the individual comfort for the German players, because we did see Germany lose this one to Spain looking a little bit uncomfortable on some of their players and some of the patterning here, whereas Hong Kong performed very strongly on it yesterday, so we'll see how it goes this time. And actually what I'm seeing right now is Low-Tech staying in for Germany. That would be an interesting one to see. I believe Medium Keck was the one to play it as their third player last time.
Yeah, honestly, an interesting change of roster, and maybe, yeah, they're probably switching up their strategy, their approach on this map in particular, or maybe, yeah, it's just kind of an unknown that is added onto the equation. Let's start. Calculator, very, very technical hybrid, and most of the technical picks of this map pool we've seen a lot of chokes on. So be on the lookout for misses left and right.
Yeah, and you know, even though we say that Hong Kong might have a bit more comfort overall with this one, chokes very possible and also very damaging to the score, because this is less than 2 minutes long. So a miss in the middle of the map could actually completely ruin someone's score if it's a little bit messy.
Yeah, just looking out for the accuracies. Up front, Hong Kong on an advantage right now, but that advantage could very well go towards Germany if a combo break happens, which is surely going to happen.
Yeah, right now the ACT lead very strong in favor of Hong Kong. Xiewin and Low-Tech's both at around 99.4s, a little bit behind the rest of the players in the lobby. And Quotient and Meg Mewtwo both with the highest accuracies, helping out the Hong Kong team as well.
Yeah, the combo breaks and tricks definitely helped Hong Kong get this advantage.
It's 21,000 points the lead, and that, yeah, like I said before, the combo break, it's going to hurt the score so much in such a short map.
Yeah, my take on my take on Hong Kong right now is that the picks that Hong Kong is comfortable on, they're gonna absolutely ace. So if Hong Kong knows which picks they are comfortable in, I think they're going in pretty confident they're gonna get the pick. Germany, on the other hand, we've seen how close it was on Chipsapilla. So
the speed up happens.
Germany definitely getting questioned here. Low text with a miss, by the way. So gonna give more advantage to the Hong Kong team, and that is a very commending lead, 57,000 points in total.
Yeah, Hong Kong crushing their team score from yesterday with a 3-way FC. I think Germany also finding maybe a bit of an improvement. I'm not entirely sure on the exact scores, but yeah, roughly the same for Germany, I think. But Hong Kong with a very strong 3-way FC can't really do much against a score like that from Hong Kong. So a very good pick in the end from them. But it is still 2-1. It is still no break points being found. So Germany, they get their own pick now. I wonder if eventually they're going to go for Cyber Thundercider. It is something that, maybe I'm expecting to come out at some point.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Germany kept their toes on the physical aspect of the map, who may be going for back anytime. Or maybe even the Protect Edison, because Edison definitely something that they're feeling confident on.
Yeah, now that I look at the pool, almost all of the Rice picks feel fairly good for Germany. Not that they're necessarily, in an advantage on the Rice picks, but if they do feel comfortable, it's going to be fairly neck and neck on those picks. Definitely things that Germany can win on.
And I believe right now they're discussing their next steps, because sure, they might have the theoretical advantage on Rice and physicality, but seeing how close it was on Chipsapilla definitely puts a lot of stress onto the decision making.
Yeah, after seeing that they had to get a 3-way FC to win by 1,000 points on Chipsapilla, it definitely puts the pressure on to Germany's Rice players. And it looks like it is going to be Bakamitai, Rice 5 coming out here. Another really short pick, another one that's very, dump oriented. So something that fits maybe what Germany's feeling comfortable with after that Chipsapilla team score that they managed to pull off.
This is so relaxing. It's kind of whiplash going from a high pressure tournament situation into just this kind of mellow, really chill song.
Sad karaoke song, yeah. But let's see how the teams perform on this one. May come down to individual misses once again, like we saw on Chipsapilla earlier. But very strong players so far, at least in this match. So bit of a rough start for Meg Mewtwo and Lotex and Siewin actually at the very early portions of the map, but nothing too significant. They can recover still in the rest of it.
Yeah, right now Hong Kong coming with an accuracy advantage, but Quotient dropping in the early part. And the early part is definitely the easier one by far compared to the second half, which is very much more intense. It's of course, by the way.
And despite that early drop, it does look like Hong Kong has a little bit of an accuracy advantage. But it was a drop after the 400 combo mark, so I feel like Germany still has enough act to be able to hold a lead, but they have to keep it up, and we're almost at the hardest part of the map.
Yeah, I gotta be on the lookout on both the accuracies and the combos, because Hong Kong definitely still has overall accuracy advantage, And
Oh,
I'm
and the
very
hack.
curious to see. Oh no, Lotex, that's bad.
10,000 point swing immediately, and we could already see that the Ak was just giving Hong Kong a bit of a lead, but Meg Mewtwo finding a miss. The Ak lead overall still in favor of Hong Kong, but another miss. That's enough to give Germany. Oh my god, no, it's flickering back and forth. It might not be enough, is it? Meg Mewtwo still below 400 combo.
Yeah, that's gonna be enough. I think that's gonna be enough. Just barely, though.
Oh my god, don't drop any 200s on that last section there. And it is barely, again, going to be Germany winning their own pick, 766 points. And they pull through Juksu, needing to get that 996k to be able to win that. Score V1 double S. OCDG in stage 5 as well with the FC 1200. And oh man.
There's no way that Germany isn't shook right now. That's especially seeing how long it took for them to go for Bakamitai here. I'm pretty sure that Germany is kind of in high discussion right now. This is not a big gap at all. And if we see the same kind of gap in the Rise department, that doesn't bode well for Germany. We might be at 2-2 right now. Balanced situation, but in the mindsets, Hong Kong definitely has the advantage.
Yeah, it does seem like Hong Kong's picks are definitely being won by a more convincing lead than Germany's, but, you know, breakpoints are going to have to happen if Hong Kong wants to be able to take a solid lead. Germany is still absolutely in this match. And I mean, you know, being so much lower of a seed as well in Germany, it really depends on the mentality that the players have, right? I mean, I could definitely imagine, even though it's really close, they might be absolutely thrilled to win that point right there. So maybe, potentially, the mood on the team is quite high right now. But Hong Kong right now, they're picking Upload Your Mind, Download My Soul. This is an interesting one to pick because I do believe yesterday Hong Kong was actually had a bit of struggles on their side trying to be able to hold the combo.
Yeah, looking at the scores right now, it's gonna all come down to their third player. So their two top players on each side have to get good runs, and their third player, and it's gonna come down to a battle of attrition between their third players.
Oh, okay, hang on a second. I'm looking at the scores, MP links, right? Both teams actually played this, and Hong Kong got the better score by 4,000 points. I mean, so not Hong Kong, Germany got the better score by 4,000 points.
But that's all gonna go in smokes because there's a roster change coming from Hong Kong. Raksak replacing Meg Mewtwo on this one. Meg Mewtwo was the third player for Hong Kong yesterday. Raksak's gonna be the third player for today, so probably a different performance that's gonna come out today.
Okay, we'll see how strong Raksak is at this map, switching in especially for this one. And this one is a very difficult one to keep combo on. There is so much choke potential with all of the Jacks. Jacks and LN combined is something that not many players are going to be finding too comfortable, especially when they're so constant.
Yeah, low.
Oh, okay, early miss. First miss from Raksak. That's going to give Germany a bit of an advantage. That comes with an act drop as well, so Raksak down to 99.4. But still, Hong Kong looking like they have an accuracy advantage because of Quotient so high up that Lotex finding a miss as well. That's going to give Hong Kong back the lead. As I said before, the accuracy lead in Hong Kong's favor right now.
Yeah, I mean, 5,000 in the grand scheme of things, halfway through the map is not a lot. So Germany could still win this pick back. And if Germany gets a breakpoint, that's very major for them. That gets them into a much more comfortable position to go for. OSUD Gen Stage gonna drop, and oh god, the misses are coming from the German side. Lotex chain missing right now.
Oh, that's a lot of misses from Lotex, and this lead is now growing massive in favor of Hong Kong. It's the accuracy lead more than the misses, it feels like right now, because Lotex drops below 99%. Ocean 5 finds another miss, but it's fairly clean. Still at 99.56, so it's not going to dent the score lead that much.
Yeah, I think it all came down to Lutex just not feeling like nailing that section, unfortunately. And Jigsaw not getting a full combo on this one is also a big determinator of this point, because yeah, otherwise I think if Germany had a good run on this one, they could maybe have tried to challenge Hong Kong, but that is still a very good run from Hong Kong. I think that is an improvement, substantial improvement from Hong Kong compared to yesterday.
Yeah, massive improvement from Hong Kong, especially here. And Quotient as well with the full combo, 993k, topping the lobby there. Ends up being a strong pick for them. Yeah, just very unfortunate misses from the German side because, you know, when the patterns are so relentless, it's so easy to chain miss like that. But still, 5 maps in, 0 break points. Germany, it is your turn to pick. Do they keep going with Rice? It's been working, in a way. Edison, still their protect, still up. I wonder when they're going to pull that one out. You have to imagine it has to come out eventually. Cyber Thundersider also on the table.
I think in regards to picking tech versus straightforward Rise, for example, Cosmo Station, the Jump Stream map, Edison, the Jack map, I think it all comes down to how they're feeling right now. I think that Germany has more reasons to go for the more straightforward picks, but maybe they're also gonna go with Break the Silence. But if I were Germany, I wouldn't exactly pick Break the Silence, seeing how close back on it was.
Yeah, Break the Silence might be a really risky one. Timeout, they're going to discuss this, as they should. I think this is as good a time as any to go for it, because it is a very important one to be able to think about. I think the fact that they haven't picked Cyber Thundersider yet means that maybe they're not confident in beating Hong Kong's score that they showed yesterday, or maybe they think that Hong Kong might have improved. For the other picks, Break the Silence might be very close. Edison was their protect. They know Hong Kong's scores, so that might be a decent one if they're feeling okay with the Jacks today. Cosmo Station, Hong Kong did have a lot of struggle with their third player on Cosmo Station yesterday, but it's hard to say whether that was just a one-off underperformance or not.
Yeah, because I think right now, looking at the remaining maps, each of the teams have to look at their own performance, their own weaknesses, but also have to take into account the other team's weaknesses. It all comes down to just cutting your own losses in regards to your own discomforts with the map pool, and taking the other team's discomfort with the map pool into account. Just kind of a gamble at this point.
Yeah, and I think the tricky situation as well for Germany is because of how they've been winning their points so far, it really does feel like they need FCs to be able to take a point. Hong Kong has had the better accuracy overall, even on the Rise picks, so if there's any map that maybe one of their players even is not quite feeling on the day today right now, then that might be a map that they just can't pick. So that's why they really do need to take their time, you know, talk with all their players on the team, you know, which maps do you feel comfortable on right now? Is there anything that you don't like, but it seems like they're going with Edison instead? This is the Protect, this is the Jack map. Historically, a very risky category to be picking ever.
Yeah, however, I think Germany has the weapons to make this pick safer than it seems.
Yeah, we are going to be expecting some high scores from the German side, of course, on this one. This one, Jacks notably are easier to get high accuracy on as long as you can keep up with the BPM. And I assume for a team that's protecting it and picking it as well, they should be comfortable enough to keep up with the Jacks. This was also one that, as I mentioned before, was lost by Hong Kong against Peru, having a little bit of a struggle holding on to full combos on the side of Hong Kong. Although I say that, but Quotient yesterday got a 998.9k with 45 300s.
So yeah, we can potentially see Quotient rivaling Jigsaw, kind of canceling each other out, and gonna be battle between the two other players. Unless a choke happens, you know, could happen.
And chokes are really easy to happen, not even just because of the map, but also because of the situation right now. Germany knows that they really need to be winning their own picks.
Let me tell you something. It's a bit of a riddle, a little bit of a predicament, a bit of a pickle to get rid of all the bitterness if you're cynical, sentimental, or mental.
So let's see, we're getting into it. A very important pick here. Oh, they're already playing the first few patterns.
Yeah, kind of just skipping the intro for us before we get into the actual meat of the map.
Oh, very early miss before the jack section actually from Siewin, but that's before the combo cap, so it shouldn't matter as much as a miss happening, you know, around now. The bigger issue though looks like Siewin's accuracy, just not feeling comfortable, and Juxu finding a miss. That is the play you don't expect. Meg Mewtwo also finding a miss to counter it out, but it's a clean one overall. Hong Kong with the accuracy advantage.
Yeah, right now Quotient's run is still intact with 99.96. Definitely gonna carry their team. And right now, Hong Kong's run is intact with very high accuracies.
I do think that over time though, Siewin should build up the accuracy back. This lead should shrink ever so slightly as we get later in, but not if Lotex finds a miss there. Meg Mewtwo trades it. So ultimately net 0, but Siewin finding a miss as well. Hong Kong, they're in a big lead now.
Yeah, 30,000 point lead on the opponent's pick. It is something that Hong Kong has been hoping for.
Quotient finding a miss. That's the biggest stack on Hong Kong, but it's a very clean one. 99.87 still. Osuji Gen Stage 5, the last player with a full combo. And we still have half the map left, but 32,000 points is a big lead to try and come back from.
Yeah, Quotient's miss right now in the break is gonna put a damper on their score. Unfortunately, not gonna get another 998.
And it's just the accuracy. Siewin just not comfortable getting good accuracy. Finding another miss as well. Lead stretching to 40,000 points, and it's only growing. It's not shrinking at all. Meg Mewtwo. Big act drop from Meg Mewtwo, but not enough just yet in and of itself.
Yeah, the accuracy difference between Meg Mewtwo and Siewin is just too high for Germany to recover, and we're getting into the outro of the map, and that's gonna be the first break point from Hong Kong. Very major point, very major turning point in this matchup.
Quotient and Osuji Gen 5, Stage 5, both getting the highest accuracies of the lobby. That is a score V1 SS with 50. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. That's a 100. Getting baited by the 100. But we can almost call that one. 997k with a 100. But, oh, wait, hang on a second. The other side of the screen. I didn't see that one. 26, 300s for Juxu.
Yeah, that is a very funny court jack score, very typical court jack score coming from Jigsaw. Very nice ratio and some judgments here and there. Quotients as well, very much the same story. DGen stage definitely getting the better deal out of everyone.
And that is going to be the first break point. 4-2 now. Hong Kong have the first actual lead that we've seen so far in this match, and they get their own pick next, so they have the opportunity to take it to a match point already right now. They still have 2 LN picks. They still have a hybrid pick if they want to go to those ones. They can really pick anything as long as they don't pick the rice, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the move here. Do we go for the hybrids? Do we risk the LNs? I think the LNs might still be safe for Hong Kong.
It is going to be Astra walkthrough, more of the coordination focus, something that I would believe probably favors Hong Kong just a little bit, given what we've seen in the LNs so far.
Yeah, I do believe that Hong Kong can get a lot of leverage in terms of accuracy, but the combo is going to be another story, I feel like. I think a lot of teams have been faltering, have been choking a lot on this type of pick. Coordination heavy, so coordination requires a lot of focus. Focus requires not succumbing to potential tournament stress. And right now, Hong Kong 4-2 against Germany is definitely an advantage in terms of mindset and momentum.
Here we go, Germany is going to be on the lookout for a breakpoint back if they want to get back into this match. Better sooner than later. This one's a fairly short map, so potential is there always if there is a miss from Hong Kong, but the accuracy is what I'm concerned about most here for Germany.
Yeah, Quotient has been complaining about lag spikes, and I believe that's what happened on the Edison as well, giving out their miss.
Potentially there as well, so Quotient with a very early miss there. Going to give Germany a very slight advantage, but not going to last that long, it looks like, because Hong Kong still have a bit of an accuracy lead. All three German players around that 99.4% mark.
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down to how Leo can handle this pick. Oh no, that combo break is bad.
Very messy combo break as well. Hard to have a clean one in a map like this. Below 99% for Leo. And that's going to mean Hong Kong is going to take a significant lead already, 1/3 of the way into the map.
Yeah, honestly, a very scary pick for Germany. Leo chaining into another miss.
Jixu performing quite well, 99.5, matching just about OCD Gen Stage 5, but no one there to match Meg Mewtwo's 99.7% right now. Quotient as well, despite the early misses, recovered all the way up to 99.6, actually beating all of the accuracies on Germany.
Yeah, right now, Hong Kong on a very good momentum right now in terms of combo. Triple, almost triple FCing this pick. Just never mind Quotient's miss in the intro.
Yeah, and actually now Meg Mewtwo dropping a little bit of accuracy, so Quotient is just about to overtake everyone to become the highest accuracy in the lobby.
Yeah, just Hong Kong demonstrating their dominance in the long live department. And, I think that's going to be a common. That is going to be a common theme in the long live department. But another miss coming from Quotient after OCD Gen Stages 1.
It just feels like 3 misses from Hong Kong, but it's just too little, too late. If those had come maybe in the middle of the map with a bit more of accuracy drops, there may have been something to it, but not at the very end of the map. It's going to be Hong Kong with a very solid team score, 980k average. And very solid FCs for Siewin and Jixu, but not quite enough to be able to take the point overall here.
Yeah, we can see that Hong Kong definitely wasn't as confident on this pick as other ones, and that shows itself through those combo breaks towards the tail end of the map. But still, their accuracy advantage overall is definitely enough to. It's definitely enough for them to confidently say, "I want to pick a lens." And Germany, their backs against the wall. Match point situation for Hong Kong. Definitely a good time to pull the SVs.
Yep, this is always the correct time to bring up the SV pick. Obviously something that's very risky to do, maybe sometimes at the very start of the match, but right now, Germany, they need a big comeback And that happens with risky picks like Cyber Thundersider. I do imagine we're getting Punish into the lobby as well. Yep, there he is.
And Medium Kick as well. We haven't seen Medium Kick this match, but that's gonna be the lineup for Germany in terms of SVs.
They're switching the positions to make sure that Punish is on the top slot on the stream, it looks like.
Interesting.
I wonder who's going to come in for Hong Kong. Recesus is coming in, making a reappearance.
Let's see where 2.5 hours of practice got me. I mean, this map is fairly intuitive. So if you're used
Wait,
to learning
what is that roll?
No.
Okay, what a time to roll a 1. But it looks like OCD Gen Stage 5 is going to get 34 misses, so maybe that cancels out the 1 roll.
83 misses, 98%.
Oh my god, what are these rolls? What? I mean, I would take a 98%.
I mean, that's still good compared to what we've seen throughout this week. I think quarterfinals SVs is where we started seeing maybe some of the third players kind of getting suboptimal scores.
Yeah, so let's see how this goes. I do know Hong Kong have 2 very scary scores that they got yesterday, but their third player maybe not so comfortable. Germany, we don't have any information on, but I do believe, I mean, Punish is a very strong SV player overall, so I do expect them to get a very high score. Not really sure. I mean, 2.5 hours of practice for Medium Keck. We'll see how much that gets them.
Yeah, well, Hong Kong definitely has an SV lineup as well, so gonna be on the lookout for that.
Well, Medium Keck actually having a bit of accuracy struggles at the very start here. 96% on the first sets of gimmicks.
Hong Kong definitely coming into this map confident as ever.
Oh, look at these accuracies from Hong Kong. This is really strong. Getting through the first slow jam section. Just fine. Medium Keck's accuracy being brought back up, so still the chance to come back here. And the second set of these.
Definitely going to be interesting to see how this develops, because if you lose yourself in the gimmicks, you can chain miss, and if you chain miss, you drop a lot of accuracy. 98% is still in the realm of where Hong Kong could potentially drop.
Yeah, absolutely. This accuracy from Medium Keck definitely making a huge recovery. 98.5. The other 2 players on Germany, very strong accuracies as well. Still in this, absolutely. If one of the Hong Kong players make a mistake, and this is the hardest part of the map. This is the extreme slow jam section. Seen plenty of misses on this part right now. Medium Keck, oh, that's a big act drop, but still manages to hold the combo. All 6 players.
Yeah, the slow jams definitely putting some pressure on the accuracy department, but that does almost nothing to the Hong Kong team. Riccis is dropping a little bit of accuracy, starting to see this consistency being put into question here.
Ooh, in this part, few accuracy drops here from both sides. OCD Gen Stage 5 finds a miss, but fairly clean, still 99%. The accuracy from Medium Keck still down at 97.5. It should still be Hong Kong's lead.
Yeah, anything could still happen if there are more misses coming in from the Hong Kong team. It could potentially swing the lead closer to Germany's side, but 30,000 points is a big ordeal to go for. The last chorus is the last hard part of the map. I think for me it's the hardest part.
Yeah, it does end up getting a little bit faster, it feels like, as far as the scroll speed goes on average towards the end here. 39,000 points lead is going to have to be a massive drop from the Hong Kong side.
Versus continuing to drop some accuracy here and there, but still combo intact.
Doesn't look like anyone is going to be dropping at the end. This is 5 full combos in the lobby. Only the 1 miss on OCDJ in stage 5, but Hong Kong taking it 6-2 in the end. Actually, you know, so many FCs in this lobby. This is an impressive team score from both teams.
Yeah, very impressive team score coming from Hong Kong, and very impressive showing from Germany as well, with almost 2 990 TKs.
Yeah, I'm just going to also shout out Recesus as well for the massive improvement from yesterday's score as well. A whole 1% AC up from yesterday's accuracy. Germany's score, team score on this one would have actually, you know, been very close to Hong Kong's score yesterday. But the improvement coming in clutch there. Unfortunately, now Germany are eliminated from the tournament, but definitely performed extremely well. I think they should be proud of themselves for sure. Hong Kong, congratulations, going to be moving on to the semi-finals in the losers bracket next week.
Yeah, seeing their performance today, I believe that Hong Kong definitely can handle the semi-finals, but it's going to be up to them to see how they manage to scale on the semi-finals map pool. The maps are getting harder and harder, and we are gonna have the map pool showcase quite earlier than usual. I believe towards 15 UTC is the time that we have planned.
Yeah, ends up having a nice and early schedule for some of the Asian viewers out there. So perhaps some people are going to be watching the showcase for the first time. But until then, we actually have the next match happening, or next 2 matches, I believe, are both going to be streamed on the 2 channels. Wait, no, 3 matches. Okay, 3 matches happening simultaneously. Okay.
Okay, we only have 2 channels. We only have 2 channels, so we can only stream 2 matches at the same time. But I think technically we do have a French restream, so we might be able to stream all 3 matches at the same time? Question mark.
We'll see. I believe the plan right now is that we will be streaming Japan versus Indonesia on the main stream. That will be in 13 UTC in about 2 hours exactly. So make sure you stick around for that one. That is, of course, a winner's bracket match, so it's going to be very exciting between those 2 teams in particular. Plenty more to look out for. But until then, we will see you later.
Yeah, bye. Get your banners!
That too.